It's time to lock in, fellas, okay? We can talk picks, we can talk predictions, but most importantly, where is the money going? This is the Best Bets show. Everybody's favorite video of the week. Where is my hard-earned money going? I'm going to give you 3 bets throughout this video. On top of that, I'll give you every single one of my DFS plays, which if you're a regular to the channel, you know those are ones you absolutely want to lock in. Those are the money makers. Okay, I got plenty of bets out for UFC Saudi Arabia. I picked 3 to share with you. I will also let you know throughout the video where you can get every single one of my bets this Saturday absolutely free. Let's get into the recap of UFC 311 Best Bet show because I'm always transparent. I'm going to go over my results and you can make your opinions based off those results. So the parlay did hit. SoPi money line, Jailton Almeida money line. That one was not much of a sweat. It was a chalky parlay, but we got it done. We hit that one. The round prop bet was a loss. Diego Ferreira took the path of not really giving up too much on the ground. If Grant Dawson could have got to the back, I think he could have more success, but Diego Ferreira was close guarding it and pretty much just wrote out a decision loss. We take our loss there. We also took a loss on Jamal Hill KO. All right, he came out with the knee sleeves. I knew immediately we were cooked. So that one was a big fat L. I'm going to take that one on the chin. And, yeah, we take the loss there. So, overall, last week, I guess 2 weeks ago, the last UFC card, we were down 0.44 units on the Best Bets record. So, I failed you. Because if you watched last video, my goal this year was to be profitable on the Best Bets show every single week. But that's an unrealistic goal. Overall, on the year in the Best Bets throughout 2 cards, we're positive 1.73 units in 2025. So, I can't complain too much about that. We just try to stay in the profit in 2025. If you did tail the DFS plays last week, we made 2 units. So I gave those out for free in this video. I give them out for free every single week, but I give them out to the premium members earlier in the week. I actually locked in all of my DFS plays this week on Monday. So if you're in the premium membership on Winnable, you got those sent to you on Monday. These lines do tend to move. That's a major advantage of being in the premium membership because these lines tend to move and sometimes you get screwed if you get a worse line. So DFS was a positive on the week there, but let's get into the plays this week. We got a parlay for you. All right, we're going Muhammad Imavov on the money line. He's an OV fighting in Saudi Arabia. He's the better striker than Khan Offley. I think he can match the grappling of Khan Offley. Khan Offley is probably just not UFC level. Muhammad Imavov has shown he can get wins at the UFC level. He's about minus 330 right now. I think that's pretty fair. I think you could play him up to minus 400. It makes sense. I'm going to throw him in a parlay here with the over 4.5 rounds in the Adesanya versus Imavov fight, the main event. I don't think Izzy is going to be going out there swinging bombs, trying to bomb away on Imavov, and I don't think Imavov is chinny. I think his recoverability is pretty solid. He's been tagged in a few fights, and he's never been KO'd in the UFC, so I like that. And I think, if he's in trouble, he can clinch him up, get to look for a takedown. Izzy's not going to be snatching up submissions. And on the other side, Imavov, I don't think he's going to be able to knock out Izzy. I don't think Izzy has a pretty damn good chin. Like, Pereira landed that patented left hook on him, still didn't go down. It was a TKO, never hit the ground. So I think he's got a great chin. His range is really good. And I don't think Imavov's grappling is to the level of a Dricus du Plessis where he can just drag him down, take his back, and choke him out. So I think the fight probably goes to a decision. I'm going to play the over 4.5 rounds here. It was about minus 175 with the Imavov money line. We'll get you to a plus 102. It's a pretty decent almost a little bit better than even money parlay there. I'm going to throw a unit on there. So Imavov money line, over 4.5 rounds. Lock it in. There's your parlay for the week. Now we can get into the DFS plays on Underdog. If you're in one of these highlighted states, you're going to want to go to the link down in the description, download the app, use my code HeyJob, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. And not only that, this week, you're going to get Israel Adesanya free promo. He just needs to land one significant strike in the main event, and you take home a dub. Now, if you look at the results since 2024, so dating back to January of 2024, we're positive 64.52 units. That is tremendous. And that is only on 2-leg slips. So these slips you see on your screen, these are 5-leg slips. That's not even included in the 64.52 units, which if I did include it, it'd be a lot more. But I know we don't hit those at, I mean, it's pretty much impossible to hit those at a significant rate, I would say. You're only going to hit about 5 or 6. I think we hit 5 last year. But if you hit 5, you're in the profit. So these are only for 2-leg slips, and I'll give you those plays right here. So this week, the 5-legger is going to be Shara Magomedov lower on significant strikes. MVP has only been hit 48 times, 48 significant strikes throughout 30 minutes of cage time in his first 2 UFC fights. Okay? This number is just way too high. I know Shara is a high-volume striker, but Ian Gary is also a high-volume striker. Kevin Holland is also a high-volume striker. And those guys just can't touch him. It's pretty much impossible to land more than 50, 60 significant strikes on MVP because he's just not going to let you. He's going to stay at his range, and you're not going to be able to land combinations. And to get over 82.5 significant strikes, you need to land a ton of combinations throughout a 15-minute fight. It's just not going to happen. It's my favorite play of the week. Might be my favorite play of the year by the end of the year. Under on Shara Putin Magomedov there. Mike Davis lower than 72.5. Ziam is also a guy that does not get hit. He gets hit with less than 2 significant strikes per minute. I do expect Mike Davis to probably want to mix in some grappling here. He's probably going to be looking for some takedowns. I don't think it's going to be a high-volume affair where Mike Davis has shown he does have high volume, but he's going up against guys that are willing to stand there and trade with him. Ziam's not going to do that. Vinicius Oliveira, lower on significant strikes. Saeed has never been hit with more than 55.5 significant strikes. Never. It's never happened. He's not a guy that engages in the pocket. He's a guy that skirts around the outside. Guys want to take him down. He'll take you down. I don't think Vinicius Oliveira is going to have as much success as he did against like a Ricky Simone on the feet, where Ricky's so much shorter. He stands in front of you. He's just going to take a bunch of leg kicks. And he had no wrestling success in that fight. So I think the fight could also end inside the distance, which we might talk about later. So lower on Vinicius Oliveira, higher on Shamil Gaziev. This is a greasy one, but I think it's a beautiful spot to take the higher on Shamil. He's coming off a fight where it went 15 minutes. He landed like 31 significant strikes. I think this fight could actually go the distance, but on the feet, he's going to be able to land a good amount of volume in that first round on Thomas Peterson. Thomas is very, very hittable on the feet, but he does have a good chin. And I don't think he's going to be able to, I don't think Shamil's going to be able to take him down early on in the fight when they're both fresh. So I think Shamil should be able to rack up a good amount of significant strikes within the first and the second round, and he should be able to get 30. I expect him to hit 30 within the first 7.5 minutes. So I like Shamil over 26.5 there. Lower on Bogdan Grad. Grad's at a pretty significant reach disadvantage, or should I just say range disadvantage, because it might not look like it based on the numbers, but Alexander is a guy that keeps his range. He doesn't engage. You're seeing a very common theme here. When you have a shorter guy that's going up against a guy that likes to keep his range, that doesn't engage in pocket exchanges. They want to stay to the outside. I like to take the lower, and I also expect Bogdan Grad to probably look to mix in some takedowns. So when you're on the ground, it's pretty tough to land a good amount of significant strikes unless the guy's just covering up. So Bogdan Grad, lower on significant strikes there. Alexander's going to stay to the outside, probably not going to engage. And we have upside for an early finish in that fight as well. So that's 5 picks, wins up to 20x. So you sweep there, you win 20x. The 2-leggers, Khan Offley, lower on significant strikes. Imavov is not a guy that gets hit all that often. His fights do tend to either end early with a knockout or they turn into some grappling matches. Felipe Lima just showed his last fight. He has pretty solid volume on the feet. I think he landed like 60+ against Miles Johns, who Miles Johns is very tough to hit as well. And he only landed about 30 against Muhammad Naimov. So I like Khan Offley lower here. He's not a good striker. Probably wants to get the fight to the ground. T-Rex arms. Looks good to me. Saeed Nurmagomedov lower on significant strikes. He's not a high-volume guy. Probably going to be looking to grapple Vinicius Oliveira. And Vinicius is hittable at times, but he has so much offense that he's throwing at you that a lot of times I do expect Saeed to probably try to stay to the outside and not engage in those big exchanges. So I don't think Saeed's going to be landing a ton of significant strikes, probably going to be looking to grapple. So there's the 2-legger there to win 3x. Now this is a rivals play. So if you're in the Underdog app, you click higher or lower, and then you go to the rivals section. And this is a beautiful play. Okay, Michael Venom Page is getting plus 14.5 significant strikes on Putin Magomedov. Okay, Michael Venom Page, for one, doesn't get hit. And for two, he's not a high volume guy, but he's going to get the better of the exchanges. Now, I think Shar might be able to land some leg kicks, and maybe this gets a little greasy, but 14.5, think about it as a point spread in football. Okay, when the underdog gets 7.5 points, the total score, when they go to the total score and they lose 27-20, they still cover because they got 7.5 points. Just think about this, the significant strike total, as the score in a football game. So when the fight's over, they're going to look at the significant strike totals. They add 14.5. If he gets more than Shar Putin, we win. Same thing with Faraziem, a guy that has a great significant strike ratio compared to how many he lands to how many he absorbs. And Mike Davis has a negative striking differential compared to how many he lands to how many he absorbs. So I think Faraziem at 6.5 is a great line there. That's 2 correct there. Wins up to 3x. Once again, if you're in one of these highlighted states, download the app. Link down in the description. Get the deposit bonus. Get the Israel Adesanya special. Lock these in, and we'll make some money. Move on to the round prop bet. We're taking the fight to not go the distance in the Oliveira versus Nurmagomedov fight. Oliveira's only been to 3 decisions in his career. He's kind of a killer be killed type of fighter. I think he could finish Said Nurmagomedov with the crazy punches that he throws. He's going to throw a lot at him. And I think Said could actually finish Vinicius with his spinning attacks, with a good time counter, and on the ground, his submissions are dangerous. So I think Vinicius, he's killer be killed. He's been knocked out 3 times. He has a bunch of finishes on his record. Said has not gone to a lot of decisions in the UFC. He's either finding a knockout or a submission, or if it goes to a decision, then it gets pretty greasy. So I think this fight at plus money, plus 125 for the fight to not go the distance, I'm all about it. Because I thought it would be more of like a pick 'em, maybe even a minus 125 for the fight to not go. But at plus 125, it's absolutely worth it. I'm putting 1 unit on that. We just need some violence, boys. We just need some violence. What better to root for than to look for a finish in a fight here? So I like it. Fight not to go the distance, plus 125, 1 unit, lock it in. Now, if you want all my bets, I give you 3 throughout this video, but I have more than that lined up for UFC Saudi Arabia. If you want all my bets, link down in the description. Homo Fight Picks on Winnable. Use code IZZY. You'll get a 7-day free trial. It was 5 last week. We'll change it to a 7-day free trial. So say you sign up today, you'll be able to get next week until Thursday if you don't renew, but you'll probably want to renew. 2025, we're positive 4.89 units, or at least I am. I'm positive 4.89 units throughout 2 cards. We've been profitable in both cards, looking to make 3 straight in 2025. It'll be 5 straight if you date back to 2024. But as you can see, throughout 2023, positive nearly 45 units. 2024, I was up over 100 units. And you're not only going to get me, but you're going to get my boy Nolan, the parlay, who's been profitable in both 2023 and 2024. And in 2025, he's been killing it. He's been absolutely killing it. So got to give him some shouts as well. So you're not only going to get my bets every single week, but you're going to get Nolan's bets as well. Jump in the Homo Fight Picks Winnable. When I make a play, I send it out. It gets sent to your phone directly. You get a text message. You click on the link. It opens up the Winnable site, and you get to see what the bets are so you don't miss out on anything. Code IZZY, 7-day free trial. Jump in there, and you'll get all my bets for this week and the following week as well. Moving on. I'll give you a prop bet, and let me explain this one, okay? Because I was thinking about going the money line route with Mayra Bueno Silva just to keep it safe, but I'm just going to sprinkle on Bueno Silva sub. Now, this is before weigh-ins, and I want to see how she looks at the weigh-ins, how she looks making 125. But we have to take into account, like, what's her path to victory, or what's her winning equity. And based on her success in the UFC, I think she only has 1 win by decision. So if the fight goes to decision, she's not getting her hand raised that often. And most of the times when she's winning in the UFC, it's by submission. And considering her money line is around plus 200, plus 220, depending on where you're looking, I think for her to win by submission at plus 650, I have to play it. I have to play it because I do think she can win this fight, and I do think she has the ability, at least the skills to finish Jasmine on the ground. Jasmine, I don't think has ever been finished on the ground. I don't think she's ever been submitted. But you have to believe that Jasmine's probably going to be looking to wrestle and grapple in this fight. It's just giving Bueno Silva opportunities to find that submission. So at the current odds at plus 650, I'm going to sprinkle 0.2 units on it because I think it is probably her best path to victory. She is very dangerous when the fight hits the ground. And on the feet, she can get the respect of Jasmine. She can force her to probably make a mistake or two when she's looking to get her takedowns and probably snatch something up. So at plus 650, even if it doesn't hit, I feel like I'm getting the better of this scenario to where Bueno Silva's win condition in the UFC has been largely dependent on her getting a submission. And considering the line is at plus 650, I'm going to sprinkle on it. I'm going to take it. So Bueno Silva by sub is the prop bet here. Women's finish, whatever. But it's not a knockout. It's a submission. She's got, 4 or 5 in the UFC. She's very dangerous with the ninja chokes, with the guillotines, with the knee bars, with the arm bars. If they're on the ground, we're live. Plus 650, it's worth it. Lock it in. There's your prop bet for the week. And now we can get into the better picks plays. So if you're in one of these purple states on the map, there's a link down in the description. Download the Betr Picks app. Use my code HeyJob. You get a deposit bonus up to $250. And we can hit plays like these. And I'm going to tell you right now, boys, the 8-legger I got lined up for this card, I think it's beautiful. And I think we have a real solid chance at hitting this 100x multiplier. So Betr Picks is pretty much very similar to Underdog, but it's just another app that you can use. And you always want to have more apps than just one because you get to line shop. And a lot of these lines on Betr Picks are better than the ones on Underdog, better than the ones on Prize Picks. Wherever DFS play you're looking, you're going to want to line shop. And this is a huge thing here because when I look at these lines, they're better on Betr Picks. The ones that I like, So Jasmine Jasudavicius, higher than 1.5 takedowns. Like I said, I think she's going to want to grapple here. I think she can get 2 takedowns. I like it there at 1.5. It makes sense. I think she averages about 2.5 per fight. And Bueno Silva is not like the hardest girl to take down. So Jasmine to get 2 takedowns looks good to me. Mike Davis lower on significant strikes. We talk about that. Gaziev higher on strikes. Talked about that. Oliveira lower. Talked about that. Sharamagomedov lower. We talked about that as well. Love that line. Grod, we talked about his lower as well. Imavov higher than 1.5 takedowns. I think the fight goes 5 rounds. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Imavov to get at least 2 takedowns within those 5 rounds. I think the line makes sense, but I do think he gets 2 takedowns in this fight. I think Adesanya's range is probably going to frustrate him a little bit, and he's probably going to be looking to grapple. So 1.5 there, I like the higher. Con Offley lower on significant strikes. It makes sense. I love all these lines. I really do. So at $50 to win 5,000, 100x multiplier, that's 8 legs. We've done it before. I think we can do it again this weekend. I feel great about this one. 2-leggers here. Jasmine Jasudavicius higher, paired with Oliveira lower. See again there, the Oliveira line at 60.5. It was 55.5 on Underdog when I put it in. You're getting a better line here on Betr Picks at 60.5. That's a major thing when we want to look at it as far as getting the best line that we can get. Shara lower, Gaziev higher, Mike Davis lower, and Shara lower. Rarely would I ever put 2 of the same guys in 2 different slips. But I love this line on Sharamagomedov lower than 85.5. That I feel so confident in it. I'll throw it in more than one slip. So I got him in 2 slips here in the 2-leggers. Once again, if you're in one of these purple states, link down in the description. Download the Betr Picks app. Use the code HeyJob for your deposit bonus, and you can put these plays in for free, and we can make some money. And lastly, I will offer you to join the free Telegram channel. I haven't been too active in there with the week off, but I'll definitely get back in there. I'm going to post the DFS plays in there as well, so you have an easier way of looking at them when you're putting them in. So I'll throw those in there pretty soon. I'll also give you my long shots in there. We'll probably have some long shots, and should be a good time. It's free to join. Link down in the description. Join the free Telegram. Why not? Also gave out some bangers in college football. That's over now. Maybe we'll have a play in there for the Super Bowl. We'll see. But appreciate you for watching. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Good luck to you this Saturday. If you're betting on UFC Saudi, I got the live stream set up with Maddie for Friday at 6 p.m., I think it is. So that'll be great. Join there. Call-in show. give us your long shot prop bets. Should be a great time. Appreciate you for watching. Until next time, hey, Jai Picks.